excited for today's episode. We're gonna be back doing some canning. I've got my cans there ready and my apples there ready. We're doing applesauce today, so follow along and let's get canning some applesauce. I'm gonna show you the whole process straight from the apple, how to make the applesauce, and then how to can it. So let's go. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I've got all my apples washed and ready to go. So I'm gonna peel, or not peel them, I'm gonna do this with the peels on. And I'm excited about that because my grandma, I wish she's still around and she could have taught me how to make applesauce, but she made, it was called like blushing applesauce because it turns pink a little bit, I guess. I don't know. Hers was always pink. We'll see what this looks like. So I'm gonna keep the skins on. I'm just gonna core it. So I'm going to cut how I cut my apples, and you can do it any way that you want, whether you cut straight through the center or not. I'm gonna do it just like this, and then I'm going to cut these up into smaller pieces, put them in my pot, and then once I have all of my apples cut up and put in my pot, we will show you the next step and the recipe on the applesauce, and then we'll start cooking it down. So let's get all of these apples cut up. Okay, so I have all of my apples cut up and put into this pot. It's obviously, as you can see, completely full. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 1.5 cups of water in here and 1.5 to 2.5 cups of sugar, depending on your preference. I'm gonna start with just 1 cup of sugar. I don't like it too sweet, and I don't want to put all that extra sugar in, so I'm just going to do 1 cup for this whole pot, and we will put it on the stove and start cooking it down. Okay, so I'm going to put in my 1 cup of water. Oh, sorry, 1.5 cups of water, and obviously pour it in gently. I'm not sure if the pot is too full, but I know as it cooks it will go down, so I'm hoping. And then 1 cup of sugar. So I'm just going to kind of pour this over top so it's not in one big clump. And then we're going to turn it on probably medium heat. And I'm going to cook it down until it's a consistency that I like. And then we will put it in the sieve and start straining the skins out. So I will show you as it cooks what it looks like so you can see the whole cooking process, and then we will move on to putting it in the sieve. So here it is with the sugar and water in. Now if you had a pot double this size, obviously this would be way down in and you could stir it up. So I'm going to try and stir it up right now, and then I will show you as it starts to cook. Okay, so it has just came to a boil. You can see there the water underneath. And what I've been doing is just taking my spatula here and just kind of lifting it from the bottom and pulling it up like this. And you can see that they have shrunk down. There's a lot more room now. And because they're cooking and they're warming up, they're not as stiff when I do flip them like this. So it's probably been about 10 minutes. What I did was I put the lid to my pot on it until it warmed up so the water could start boiling, and they are now starting to cook. So once they cook down a bit more, I will show you what they look like. Okay, so they're cooked down a bit more. You can see the juice is pink from the rinds or the peels or whatever, the skin. So you're just going to keep cooking it down, and this water will evaporate, so you may have to add more. I did add more already before it even boiled. I put another half cup in, so there's 2 cups of water in here, and it's going to evaporate while we continue to cook, but we're just going to continue to let it cook. You can see that the skins are becoming kind of translucent. Some of them are falling off. So we're just going to keep cooking it down, and then once it gets cooked down some more, I'll give you a peek at it. Alright, so now all of the apples you can see are basically underneath the water. And the water is not actually like really liquidy because it's thickened a bit because the apples are starting to break down. So the apples are starting to cook down and it's kind of becoming a sauce. Still quite a few chunks in here. You can see how it all kind of becomes translucent together, just like applesauce is, right? So I'm just going to keep cooking it down, and then I will give you another peek. Okay, so it's just about there. It's very saucy. Just gonna wait for some more of these bigger pieces to cook a bit more. So I'm just kind of stirring them down in to the bottom and pushing them in. But we're getting there. Alright, so we are good. All of the apples are cooked. We still have a little bit of lumps, but when we put it through the sieve, it will get rid of that. So let's put it through the sieve and get all the skins off, and then we can put it in the jars. Okay, now I have to admit I've never used one of these before, but I've watched a lot of videos that show me the concept of it, and I think I've got it. So what we're basically gonna do is we're gonna spoon this mixture into the sieve, just like this. And then you're going to take this that comes with it, and you're just gonna go around and mill it, and you can see it coming out of the sieve there, and that's what you're gonna do, and that's how you create your applesauce and take all of the skins off. Now the cool part about cooking with the skins is it keeps a lot of the nutrients in your applesauce. So yeah, let's do this whole pot into here. I'll probably have to empty it into a bigger container because I've got quite a bit here, and then we will start canning it. So let's do it. Okay, so I thought I'd show you this side of it and what it looks like. So there is the sauce on the bottom, and I just put a scoop in here, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when you spin it. So you can see it coming out the bottom there. And you're just spinning this around the edges. Sorry, I'm trying to do this. I don't want the stand to slip. And it's so nice that it has a handle here, so you just hold it and spin it, and it comes out there. So let me finish the pot. We're just about there, and then we'll can it. Okay, so this bowl is full. I actually had to take some out and put it in this bowl here. And then this is the only waste we had from that whole bowl of apples. So that's basically the peels of that whole thing of apples. And here we have all of the sauce. So now what I'm doing is I'm just getting my seals and or my lids and my rims boiled here. And then I've got my cans in my canner. I'm just gonna bring it over and then I'm gonna just take these out and start filling them, and then we will get them sealed. Okay, so I have my setup here. I've got my jars here and I have my little thing that you put on top to fill them. I'm just gonna use this spoon here that I've been using all along, and then once the seals and the rims are here, this is my little thing that you drop down and to pick one up. So I'm just gonna simply start filling all of these jars here with the applesauce, and then we will put the lids and rims on. Okay, so I'll fill this first one with you. So this, how we fill it here is we wanna leave about ½ inch headspace from the top of the jar. So you're gonna wanna fill it. By the way, this color is exactly what I wanted. This is exactly how my grandma made hers. And I could just cry. I'm so happy that it turned out perfect. Like, literally perfect. Even the sweetness is perfect. I had a taste of it. It is absolutely amazing. So there we go. You're gonna leave about that much of head space, and that one's ready. So we're gonna put it over here, and then put another jar, and let's do them all. And there we go. So I got as much as I thought I would. Hopefully, I was hoping I had enough to finish this one here, but that's okay. I'll just put a lid on it and we'll put this one in the fridge and we'll just eat it throughout this week. But now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a or just a wet rag and wash the rim of every single jar just in case I got any applesauce on it. And then we will use this here to grab out a seal or lid and rim, and we will put them on, and then we will put them in the water bath canner. Okay, so they all have their lids and rims on. Now we're going to put them into the canner. Okay, so I've got them in the canner. I've got a little bit of water in there, but I don't know how much. I didn't want to get carried away. So I'm going to put the rack down in, and then I'm going to continue to fill it till it's about 1 to 2 inches full over top of the lids. And then we will turn it on the stove. Okay, so the water is completely over them. I'm going to turn it on high. And then you're going to let it come to a complete rolling boil. And once it does, then you're gonna start your timer for 20 minutes and let them process for 20 minutes, and then turn it off and let them sit in the water with the lid off for 10 to 15 minutes. All right, so it just started boiling. So now I just set my timer for 20 minutes, and it's gonna process, and then once the 20 minutes is up, I'm gonna turn it off, take the lid off, and let it sit in the water for 10 to 15 minutes, and then we'll take them out and put them on a towel to cool. All right, so it's been 20 minutes. I turned it off, and I'm just gonna let it sit in the water for 10-15 minutes, and then we will take them out. Okay, so they are ready to be taken out. It was about 10 minutes, It's been about 10 minutes, so now I'm going to take them all out and put them on this towel here. You can see, you just grab them out like that, place them on a towel. I'm going to take them all out and then I'll show you what they look like. So there we go. We have 9 jars of blushing applesauce, and I just heard one pop already, so it is looking good, and we're just going to leave them here probably until tomorrow, and then we will put them into the pantry. So there you go, and yes, I'm on my knees right next to my counter. I wanted you to be able to see the applesauce still. But anyways, there you go. That is exactly how you make start to finish applesauce from an apple to being preserved, and you can put it on, did you hear that one pop? Being preserved, and you can put it on your shelf. So once they cool down, I'm gonna give them a wipe down, just the jars with a wet washcloth, the lid and the jars, and then I can put them in the pantry. So try it yourself. Let me know what you think. For my first time making applesauce, the experience was really, 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 really good. And it turned out just like Grandma's did, and it makes my heart so happy. So anyways, try it for yourself and let me know in the comments how it works out for you and what it tastes like for you. And then like this video and pass it along to someone who you think may enjoy this. And as always, hit that button, subscribe, ring that bell so you never miss a video. And I'll see you guys back here next time. Bye.